The Housemaid is a captivating psychological thriller that delves into the life of a maid with a turbulent secret past that seems to haunt her even with her new employers. This is the story of Millie, a beautiful, broke young woman who takes a job as a live-in housekeeper for a wealthy couple, Nina and Andrew Winchester. Millie doesn't tell them that she's been in jail for the last 10 years, ever since she was 17. Despite her criminal record, she gets the job and moves into the mansion. She's given a tiny room in the attic that only locks from the outside and has a window that doesn't open. The housewife, Nina, is a temperamental and messy person, and she has a 9-year-old daughter, called Cecilia. Nina often forgets or gets confused about instructions she's given or not given Millie, and Millie gets blamed for it. Her medicine cabinet is a mess of pills, and that's when Millie hears that Nina previously was admitted to a psychiatric facility after she drugged and attempted to drown Cecilia and then took pills to try to kill herself, too. The couple also has a landscaper called Enzo, who keeps warning Millie of an imminent danger but without elaborating. For Millie, the only tolerable person in the house was the husband, Andrew, a handsome, successful and understanding man. Gradually, Millie and Andrew grow closer, especially that Andrew is heartbroken from the time he learned from a fertility specialist that his wife Nina can't have any more children. Millie learned that Cecilia isn't his biological daughter. One night when Nina is away, Andrew and Millie sleep together after attending a Broadway show. Before long, they get in a fight and Andrew kicks Nina out. Soon, Andrew fires Enzo, the landscaper, whom he says hangs around the house too much, and Nina was the one who kept him around since he was the best. Before Enzo leaves, he warns Millie that she is in danger and should leave. Shortly after, Millie gets a phone call telling her to stay away from Andrew. That night, she goes to bed, but wakes up to find that she's locked in her room. The story switches to Nina being glad to be free from Andrew and recounting her own narrative. We realize that she devised a devilish plan to be free of her sadistic evil husband. Long ago, she was an English PhD student, but she dropped out when she got pregnant and took a job as a receptionist at the company that Andrew runs. He took an interest in her, and after a short courtship they were married. Soon, she learns that he has sadistic tendencies. He started drugging her and her baby, places Cecilia in a bathtub, and makes it look like Nina did it, which lands her in a psychiatric hospital with a diagnosis of depression and delusions, ensuring that no one will believe her account of things. He continues this punishment every other month or so for whatever perceived misbehavior. He threatens to hurt Cecilia or have Cecilia taken away and her readmitted to psychiatric care if she doesn't comply. This goes on for 7 years. Unable to escape this situation, Nina resorts to finding someone young and beautiful to tempt Andrew into taking her place. Nina finds Millie and hires her. Nina tells herself that Millie will be okay and can leave because she doesn't have a child to use to control her like Nina does. Nina deliberately drives Millie to hate her, framing her as a victim to earn Andrew's sympathy, and sets up opportunities for Andrew and Millie to be alone together. Sure enough, Andrew picks Millie, and Nina is finally free. Back to Millie, who's been locked in the room, we learn that Andrew subjects her to mild torture before he lets her out. When he finally does, Millie attacks him with some pepper spray that she found in the room. She then turns the tables on Andrew and locks him inside. It turns out that Nina is the one who put the pepper spray in the room for Millie to find. Nina wasn't just hoping Millie would replace her, she was also hoping Millie would kill Andrew. Next we learn about Millie's secret past when she was imprisoned for accidentally killing a guy in boarding school who was attempting to rape a friend of hers. Meanwhile, Enzo, who has been watching the house, worries because Millie hasn't left the house in days. He convinces to go back and help her. When Nina returns, she finds Millie there with Andrew's dead body. Nina decides to take the blame for the crime and sticks to her story during the police interview. The detective questions her, then he admits that his daughter knew Andrew. She was his ex-fiancée, Kathleen Connors, and he traumatized her. The detective concludes that Andrew's death was an accident. Later on, Nina meets Andrew's parents and is surprised to hear that his mother Evelyn is very tough on Andrew, even in death. She approves of what she assumes was Nina teaching Andrew a lesson. The story closes with Millie being interviewed for a job at another household, a year later, by a woman to whom Nina recommended her. Millie realizes that the woman is being abused by her husband and assures her that she can help her getting rid of him.